Hey guys, welcome to the Merge. This is Geo once again. I'm so excited to have you guys tune in. Today we have a very special guest, someone that I hold very near and dear to my heart. It's a family member, cousin of mine. And before we get to introducing him, if this is your first time watching the Merge, this is just a platform for people, like-minded people, successful people from all walks of life, where we can get together, partner up, and blend our unique perspectives, man. And Angel, so glad to have you on, brother. Thank you for joining, man. And let me tell you guys a little bit about Angel, man. So for those of you that know me, you know that I'm in the health industry, health and wellness. I'm a personal trainer. And when I first got started, I had left a good job that I had, and I kind of walked into it blindly. And this is one of the guys that I leaned on, man. He was a mentor for me in that initial season. You and Omar, you know Omar.
Yes, that's my guy.
That's our guy, man. He's killing it over there in the Northwest. But I just want to say in front of everybody that's watching, like, you are very instrumental to what I'm doing today and helping change people's lives, man. And I thank you for taking me under your wing. I was like a very annoying guy. I wanted to ask all the questions and learn. But thank you so much, man, for being here today, and thank you for pouring into me on a consistent basis, man.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
I'm so grateful that I was able to add some value to your life, and that's awesome, man.
Yeah, man.
I'm very happy about that.
So let's get to it, man. What have you been up to lately? Like, tell us a little bit about your journey right now.
Well, during this whole pandemic, just staying positive, and thank God my business has been doing really well.
Yeah.
My luxury real estate business is booming. Mm-hmm. We have lots of Northeasterns moving down to Miami, trying to get away from the condos
and the cold,
more space, the cold weather.
Yeah.
There's tax benefits moving to this beautiful, weather of Miami. Mm-hmm. So all that combined, it's been great.
Yeah.
Great. Just working a lot and spending a lot of time with family.
Yeah. Let's talk about family, man. Like, you have a beautiful family, man. And I can't believe your daughters are already 4 years old. Like, where did the time go?
It feels like yesterday,
right? It feels like it was.
Yes. She's 4. And she is a little boss, man.
Yeah.
Bosses me around. And I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. It's such a great experience. I mean, it has completely changed my life.
Don't you feel like you learn more?
Like yours.
Yeah, man. I feel like sometimes I learn more from my daughter than she's learning from me. I don't know if you feel the same.
I totally can relate.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah. It's crazy how that happens.
The older they get, the more you learn from them. It's crazy, because then you also put yourself in kind of like, when you were that age.
Yeah.
And you start like learning so much, and then, it's just such a great experience.
Yeah. I think, not to take away from my wife, because she's the best thing that's ever happened to me, man, but there's something so unique and pure about having a kid, but not just any kid, having a daughter.
Right.
Like, as a father, you open yourself up and you're like, I don't know how to put it into words, man. It's just such a beautiful, pure thing. I would love to have a son someday, but there's just something special, like, about being a girl dad, man.
100%.
Yeah.
I grew up with 2 brothers, and 3 of us. Plus a bunch of cousins, plus my older brother would come visit us.
Yeah.
So it was all boys. Mm-hmm. So now I'm 3 girls, totally different from when I grew up. And as a matter of fact, Cynthia and I, were, looking for a boy.
Mm-hmm.
But let me tell you, I'm so happy that we have a girl.
Yeah, man.
Camila is a blessing, and it's just so different in a good way.
Yeah. Yeah.
And she's daddy's girl.
It's beautiful, man. When they give you that look and that smile, it's priceless. But one thing that I admire about you, man, is that, listen, we all fail. Everyone has failures. I have plenty. Everyone that knows me knows this. But the great thing about you is that since I was younger, and I've always seen you do things, and maybe it didn't always happen the way that you wanted to, but everything that you've touched turns into gold, man. And I believe that there's a huge purpose and a huge call on your life, and a blessing that you have and that you bless others with. But part of that journey is figuring out your worth. When I was in the corporate gym setting, one of the things that was hard for me was transitioning from working out at parks, training people at parks, and adding to my toolbox, and realizing, I'm really in the luxury business. And what I mean by that is it's a luxury, really. Personal training is a luxury.
Oh,
it is. We all need health and wellness. We need to improve our health, but it's a luxury to invest into personal training. And one of the difficult things for me was figuring out, man, like this person's going to pay $140 a session, an hour to train with me. Mm-hmm. And I didn't feel I was worth that at the time. Right. Tell me a little bit about your journey, like through that. Did you ever have a scenario like I did where it was like, man, it hurts to have to, ask for that? Talk to us about that.
Definitely, 100%, right? You always have these self-doubts. One thing that I've learned from my mom, and she's always positive. Is first, just focus on the things that you can control, and everything else, just let it go. It's much easier said than done.
Yeah.
But that's something that I've been practicing for a while. And that's one thing. Second is, and I remember having these meetings, right, when we were doing fitness things. And it's,
man.
To go for the closing, sometimes, when you don't feel from within that you're worth that, it comes up. I mean, the tone, your posture, everything. Yeah. And I remember saying to the team at that time, is, the more you do it, and once you figure out the value that you're adding to that person, because it's not just counting reps. It's not just like, I want to help you lose weight. It's much more than that, right? You're helping that person technically learn how to walk and move the right way, not just for the moment, so it's forever, right? Yeah. So once you learn, or once you understand the value they're adding to people, you start learning, like, actually, $140 for the value added to your life. It's a steal,
It's
right?
a steal.
Because you're not just paying for my time, you're paying for my knowledge and much more, right?
Yeah.
So, people just think in your business now, where it's just like, oh, you're doing this right now. No, you haven't noticed all the books that I've read.
Yeah.
Just to be able to train you, all the time that I spent programming just for you, analyze your movement, so it's much more than that.
Much more.
So once you have that confidence within you, the value you add to people, it's just, it comes out without you even having to speak, And I see it,
man. Like it clicked.
Such a different.
It clicked, man. It's funny you say that because about 2 years ago, something inside of me just clicked. I started looking at the hours, and you posted something recently, if I'm not mistaken, about being intentional about your schedule.
Yes.
And making sure you have everything planned.
Yes.
And I started realizing, okay, let me look at my schedule. Let me look at the time that I'm spending and investing into my education, furthering my education so I can help more people, and how much I actually invest into like putting these programs together, looking at these videos of how they move. And there's a science to this. People don't know that. There's a science to it. And I was like, you know what? 140 is actually a steal.
Big time.
And that clicked something inside of me that I was like, you know what? Like, I'm worth this, because I love basketball. And I know on the court, like, I don't care if I'm playing against LeBron. Like, I feel like I can go at anybody.
Right.
And that same determination that I had on the court, I had to apply that to my career, really.
Right.
And one thing that had to happen for me was me understanding that, like, if I'm investing all this time and effort, I feel like I should earn what I feel like I should earn.
Right.
And, you've gone through a lot of different journeys and a lot of different seasons in your life. And one thing that I love about you is that you evolve. In every stage of your life, you've evolved. You went from being an athlete to being in the fitness and health realm, and then now you're in real estate.
Right.
Kind of walk us through that journey, man. Like, talk to us from the beginning. What made you get into that and transition into all these different phases of your life?
Well, ever since I can remember, I grew up in the Dominican Republic. I was born in Miami, but I was raised in the Dominican Republic until I was 13 years old.
Yeah.
And, all we do over there is play baseball. So, and, lots of people in our family have played baseball, including our cousin Jose.
Yeah.
Which,
Stud.
He was a star.
Stud, man. Still to this day.
By the Pirates in the second round. And I wanted to be like him, and I wanted to play in the big leagues, right? And,
he's the template. He's like, this is how you got to do it.
Exactly. So about when I was 11 years old, my uncle, our uncle, rest in peace, Angel Nicolas, the Palomo,
the OG.
He told me pretty much this: you have talent, but to make it to professional, talent is not going to be enough. You're going to have to work and work hard.
Very hard.
And harder than anyone else. And he said, if you really want to do this, I can help you. But I really need your commitment.
Mm.
And at 11 years old, I committed.
Wow.
And
when people are playing video games, you decided, nah, this is what I want.
Yes. Well, first of all, I was never the video game guy. I was always the outdoors, biking or rollerblading or whatever. So that was helpful. But he told me, like, this is what you got to do. And I remember saying, I don't know why I was crazy about like being fast, because Jose Nicolas was super fast.
Yeah, man.
And he said, well, you want to be fast, you got to run every day. Mm-hmm. You got to run sprints every day. Mm-hmm. So he gave me this little routine, technically. He told me, swing, I want you to do 100 swings every day. Mm-hmm. Warm up and do 100 swings as fast as you can. And that's going to build up some strength. And I also want you to do 10 to 12 sprints every single day. They were all 60-yard sprints. And Geo, no kidding, rain or shine, brother, I was doing my 100 swings and I was sprinting my 12 sprints.
Yeah. No
joke. It got to the point that even if I had practice with the team, just to not like show off, like this guy's an overachiever, mm-hmm. I would leave my practice and there was a park pretty close to my house and I would go by myself and I would roll my sprints. Huh? By the time I was in high school, I was one of the fastest guys in the state. And they were like, oh, you're fast, you have good genes. I'm like, not really, bro. I've been doing this since I was 11 years old, mm-hmm. right? Like
almost 10 years doing that.
Right. So anyways, that gave me so much structure. Mm-hmm. So I committed early to something. And ever since then, like everything I do something is like that.
Yeah.
Like I only know one way. If I'm going to do something, I take a long time to decide what I'm going to do. And then once I commit, I go all out. I want to be the best I can be at that. Mm. And something that I learned from my uncle too, and my older brother Caesar, is like whatever you do, like do it. Yeah. Right? Like don't go halfway. Go all out. So thank God I was able to play some professional baseball. And then I got hurt, had a labrum tear. I went to school for exercise science. So, I was always been into fitness. Mm-hmm. So it was kind of an easy transition from baseball into fitness. And I actually ended up in New York. And then my brother told me, why don't you stay here? I was in the middle of the season. I had a labrum tear. I got released. Why don't you stay over here and figure it out for a few months? And at the time, he was the personal training manager at Equinox. Mm. And after a few weeks, he said, why don't you start working with me at Equinox until you figure it out? So that's how I got into the personal training business. I wasn't thinking of becoming a personal trainer.
Just kind of happened.
It just kind of happened. I was always into it. And I would train my friends in the off season, like kind of like a free because I was fit.
Yeah.
They know what I was doing. But then again, when I commit to something, I commit. And then I started reading. As you can see, like all these books over there about fitness.
He's giving me books, folks. He's giving me books.
Yeah, and I have some more there.
Yeah.
But, shout out to my brother, Caesar Nicolas.
Yeah. Another GOAT. We know a lot of great people, man.
Yeah, I mean, he was my mentor. He really helped me out. That was tough times for me, right? Because my world just ended at that time, right? Like I'm not playing baseball anymore. So he really helped me get through those tough times, man. So I go into fitness and now I'm like, okay, this is what I'm going to do. Mm-hmm. I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
And I want to be the best I can be at this. And I learned so much from it. Not just how to help people and through fitness, but also the psychology of it, right?
Oh, really?
And how to get into people's motivation.
Oh, really? Yeah.
And use that to push them and get the most out of them. And then from there, before that, so my brother gave me this book, and it's called In the Pursuit of Happiness.
Yes.
And in this book, it asked a question that it took me like a week to answer, like, what really makes you happy? And I was like, well, playing sports, this and that. But when I got down to it, because the way they put it is a very deep question.
Yeah. And
it came down, and it's kind of sounds whatever people want to say, but really when I came down to it, it's like I really enjoy helping others. Like at the end of the day, that's where I get the most satisfaction, as helping others, adding value to people. Yep. And I said, well, how can I add value to people? At the time, what I knew was fitness, right? Mm-hmm. So I said, I'm going to help people through health and fitness. And that's how I got into it.
Yeah.
And then from there, I said, okay, well, as a personal trainer, what we do is very specific. You know, you have 15, 20 clients, and I'm kind of limited to that. So I said, well, what can I do? And I said, well, I want to start a little team.
Yeah. Good times, bro.
You know, where I can, you know, teach them what I've been doing. We can kind of grow and grow and grow. And, man, we're still helping people through fitness, and that's great. From that, I said, okay, what's the next step? I was opening a gym. And in that search of opening a gym, that's how I got into real estate.
Yeah. So how's that helped you? How has your journey through life, growing up in the DR, coming back to the States, playing ball, having that set, what I love is that you had a setback, but you still kept going and you found another passion.
Many setbacks.
Yeah. Well, we all do. Right? But how has those experiences through those two separate careers kind of helped you now in real estate?
Meant so much. I mean, I can't even describe it. So, you know, I grew up kind of in a crazy environment, right? Very loving family, crazy environment. There was really no structure. Yeah. So playing baseball really gave me structure, right? Like, you know, you have to practice, you have to do this and this, you know, eat well. So all of that, you know, just gave me structure. And as I was getting older, I also learned about the mental game, which was huge, which helped me today. Yeah. Transitioning to that into the fitness world, I learned more about how to be professional. Yeah. You know, how to communicate with people at that level. And I feel like I'm the luckiest guy in the world, right? Because I'm able to train like really smart, successful people. Yep. Right? Doctors, attorneys, CEOs, entrepreneurs. And I've learned I feel like at times I should be paying them. I just learned so much. Not so much fitness, but about life. Yep. So all of that has helped me be where I'm at today, right? When it comes to structure, motivation, how to find people's pain, motivations as well to get the most out of them. Listening to people. When you're a personal trainer, it's like
you have to.
It's a whole different level of listening, right?
You have to.
So all of that has really helped me in my business right now when it comes to sales, because I don't think of sales as most people think, which is like persuading people to buy something they don't want.
They already want it.
It's more like I'm selling to you. I'm actually helping you. I'm adding value to you. Because either I'm finding something that you want, or I'm fixing a problem for you that you want to sell your property, or things like that. So I see it differently than most when it comes to that.
And that's what sets you apart. I think one of the things is that you're constantly thinking about the next move, the next sale, the next opportunity, the next opportunity for you to be a blessing to someone else. Right. And one thing that I want to know is that for someone that's a high performer like you, I consider you a high performer. What is that thing that when you wake up in the morning, you're like, I have to do this? Like, what drives you? What fuels your purpose? Like, what is that thing for you?
I'm very goal driven, you know, and now more than ever, believe it or not, my daughter and my family is really what moves me the most. That's my biggest why, after all, you know? Yeah. You know, I grew up also, you know, where we had it all, and then out of nowhere, my dad lost it all. So also that kind of motivates me. Like, I want to be in control. Not that I'm a controlling person, but I want to be in control of my future. Yeah. You know, I don't want anything around me to control my future. So, you know, it really, that also motivates me, because it's up to me, you know, of whether I want to earn more money or not, or whatever, help more people. It's all up to me. I have control over that. Yeah. No one else can control that. Yeah. But at the end of the day, my biggest why, what motivates me is my family.
Yeah. Yes. Cool. How have they kind of helped you along this journey?
Well, you know, my wife, you know, she completely changed my life. And I feel like I went from, even though, you know, I was very determined, honestly, I went from like a boy to a man.
Yeah, right? Same here.
So yeah. So she completely changed my life, especially when Camila was born. My whole priorities changed, right? Like, now it's all about her. It's all family. And yeah, I'm just a different person, man. Sometimes you question yourself, or you have a bad day or whatever. Like, I don't even think about that because I know when I come home, no matter what happened out there,
it changes.
My baby is here. She's gonna give me a hug. She's gonna give me a kiss.
Yeah.
And Natasha, Ella, and my wife Cynthia too. Yeah. So it's just it's great. It's changed my life, bro. Yeah.
I'm proud of you, man. I really am, man. Because the cool thing is when you see, like, it's always cool to see people when they're doing good things and improving their life. But when you see the whole journey and like when you go from here to here, man, it's a beautiful thing. Like, so often in our society, and I always mention this, how in our society people see what they see on social media and assume, oh wow, this person has it all. But they don't know the times that people cried themselves to sleep. They don't know the times that people thought they lost it all. They don't know the times that people had to wake up at 3 a.m. and do something that's going to make themselves better. Like, people don't understand the grind. They just assume, they got it all together. But you don't know. You don't know. And I love seeing people win. Sometimes in our society, I don't know why. I wish we can all love when people win, but for some reason, that's not always the case.
I think that's why you win a lot too, right? Because I feel like you wanting that comes back to you.
Oh yeah.
That's another thing. Like, I always love to help people, and no joke, I get this thing. People always want to help me. It's just, it's a mirror, man. It always comes back to you. So when people have this malice and they want to see people lose, usually the same thing comes back to them. So that's something that I've always loved about you too, man. You always have this positive vibe.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it.
No matter what's going on, you always have this positive vibe. And you always give good vibes, man. So
you know what, man? Like, I attribute that to my dad, bro, because he's the most giving. He's the most giving guy, man. Like, every time I go visit him, every single time, I'm not lying. Like, every time he gives me something.
Yes.
If it's not advice, it's a pair of shoes. If it's not a pair of shoes, it's a shirt. If it's not a shirt, it's a meal. Like, he gives me everything. Like, anything I've ever needed, he's taking care of it. And I think that is why I'm like this, because life is too short. Like, money's awesome. It's great. We can do a lot of things with it. We can impact people. We can buy nice things with it. But when we die, we can't take any of it with us. So we need to bless other people. And I learned that from him. And I know you kind of did too, because he's done everything. Like, he's
big time, man.
He's the GOAT, man. I say that about a lot of people, but it's true. It's true with him.
No, I posted something yesterday.
Yeah, I saw that.
I heard it's a legend. I'm like, yo, for real, he really is a legend in my mind.
Yeah.
He's no joke, one of my heroes, man. I look up to him, and not just because of he gives me gifts and things like that and advice. I really look up to him. Yeah. Most importantly, with how he is with not just his family, like you guys, but overall. He's like the big brother of everyone. Cousins. Right?
Everybody.
We have a big family.
Huge.
How he's able to touch all of us, make us feel like we're all as special. Like, it's really a gift.
Yeah, it is, because with certain people, you can kind of see, that person, they like that person more. But with him, it's everyone gets the same exact treatment, and that's a beautiful thing. Like, I think that's a talent, like a gift that he has to make people feel special.
Yeah, he's a special guy, man.
So let's go rapid fire. I have a few questions for you, man, and we'll get into some fun stuff. But looking back at yourself, let's say 20 years ago, what's one thing you wish you would have told yourself, your younger self, about life? What's just that one thing that you wish you can impart, any wisdom or any like advice that you would want to tell yourself?
Ooh, that's a loaded question. So many things. First of all, be patient.
Yeah.
Okay, I would tell myself, be patient. I would tell myself to really focus on your thoughts. Yeah. Right? On your habits. Because at the end of the day, that controls your life. And I really understand that now. Yeah. And I wish I would have understood that, many years ago. Because at the end of the day, when your confidence is out there, you create bad habits, and those bad habits are controlling your life, and then it becomes this non-ending circle. Yeah. And you just you get stuck in this thing. So I would say to be patient and work on your mental toughness and on your habits, man. Your thoughts, most importantly. Yeah. your thoughts more than anything else.
I love what you said about mental toughness, because and this is just an opinion. This is not a fact. This is just an opinion that I have, that I feel like this generation right now is not as mentally strong as the generation before us. I see a lot of like quitting and a lot of, and I'm not talking about people that have a chemical imbalance or might have an issue that they need medication for. That's a completely separate thing. But when you walk into tough times, listen, everybody has a tragic story. Every single person has something that they've walked into, a bad situation. Right. Everyone has a tragedy that they've gone through. But the fact that you can overcome that, I think that's a unique thing that we've always had as human beings, but I feel like this generation is kind of lacking in. Right. I remember my parents, they were teenagers when I was born, and they were grinding, man. I never heard them complain not one time. We always had food on the table, and I know things can be tough, but the last thing you want to do is throw up your hands and quit. Right. And I feel like those are the qualities that successful people have, that mental toughness to just continue to grind, no matter what things might look like on the outside, and you have the belief that you can overcome that. And I love what you talked about, mental toughness. So my next question to you is, what would you consider to be your greatest achievement up till now? You have so many more. You have the best of your life ahead of you. I know that. But up until now, what have you considered to be your greatest achievement?
Being the father of Camila.
Yeah.
I mean, being a father, I feel like, Joe, has been my greatest achievement. Yeah. But if you go towards like the professional side of things, it's pretty cool that I achieved my childhood dream of getting drafted by a professional team. I got drafted by the San Francisco Giants. I was able to play professional baseball. Yeah. How many years was it? Almost 3 years. So 2 years and a half. Yeah. And it was a great experience. I was able to play with our cousin Kuso, which was the coolest thing.
That was fun.
It was a short season, but that was awesome. Yeah. He's one of my favorite people in this world.
I call him the kicks king. Man, he posts some of the coolest shoes, man. Yeah, I always like him. I'm telling him, bro, like, where do you get these shoes? And he's like, I got my ways. Yeah, he loves shoes, man.
So when it comes to baseball, that was great. I'm very proud of what I was able to build with Quality Fitness. Yeah. Not because of because of the money or anything like that. Just because we were able to really help people through health and fitness and really change lives. Mm-hmm.
So this day,
I'm really really proud of that. And in this real estate business, the same thing. I'm able to help people through my skills of listening and marketing and really understanding their goals. Mm-hmm. We just had some big sales lately through COVID. So man,
you're doing an amazing job, man. Like a really great job. I'm very super proud of you, man. And it's you see a lot of real estate agents in our city. Like right now, that's I think a hot commodity. But what you're doing is on a different scale, on a different level. Like you said, luxury real estate. And you're really impacting not only the people that are making these investments, but you're also it's going to trickle down into the people that are going to be able to enjoy that, for years and decades and generations to come. So, man, you're killing it, dude.
And I'll mention this too, very proud of my team. Mm-hmm. We have now 7 agents. Mm-hmm. And, I say I had a sale, whatever, but I wouldn't be able to do any of this without my team that supports me and helps me in so many ways. Mm-hmm. So proud of the Nicolas group, and
man, able to. I love it. I love it, bro.
We have been able to put together. Yes.
You need teams around you. A good team.
Yeah.
What's something that nobody knows about you? That someone that maybe follows you on social media, they'll be like, oh wow, I never knew that. What's that one thing? Maybe just that.
Man, you know what? I'm not sure. I don't know if no one knows about me, but even when I have these sales meetings and I tell people, do this and do that, they're like, oh yeah, but you're confident. People may not know that I was super shy, very scared to even be on camera. I mean, very scared to talk to people overall.
Yeah.
Forget being on camera and talking to, more than 2 people at a time.
Oh no, it wasn't happening.
So I was super shy, not very confident in the beginning, But I took that challenge of, I like putting myself in very uncomfortable situations, which is the reason why I love real estate. It's always different. But yeah, I think that would be it. I was very shy, super uncomfortable talking to people. And now it's a total opposite.
Yeah.
I love talking to people. And I'm not scared to talk to anyone.
It's funny because I was the same way. And when I used to work for the Miami Heat, I remember my boss at the time, she said, listen, you have a great gift that you don't know you have yet. So tomorrow, come prepared, come nicely dressed to work. And I was like, what is this lady trying to do? I always used to go nicely dressed, but she's like, come in a suit. And I was like, oh, I used to go in like a nice button down.
Right.
So she's like, you know everything that you have to do. You've been doing this for 2 years. Now just go. And what I had to do was, there was over 4,000 part-time employees that worked at the arena. And I had to train them and speak to them in a huge setting. Over the course of a week, I had to do like 4 different like seminars. And she just threw me on the spot. She's like, you've been watching me do it for 2 years. You're going to do this. And that's how I got over my fear, dude. And that's why we're able, both of us, 2 guys that were shy, are doing a podcast where we're going to be able to hopefully impact one person. You know what I mean?
That's awesome. Man.
So it's crazy how life has a way of working itself out that way.
That's great. I actually watched that podcast or FaceTime that you did with your ex-boss.
Oh yeah, Stacey.
Yeah. I heard some of that story, and it's actually inspired me too. That's awesome, man.
Yeah, I appreciate you watching, man.
Of course, I'm a big fan. Yeah. And thank you for having me. But I actually saw that and I thought it was really cool.
Cool, man.
Oh, we have that in common.
Yeah.
People, no way.
Dude, I was so scared. I was like sweating. I would wear 2 shirts. Really, 2 shirts. Right. Because of the sweat. It would go through, and I bought like all kinds of deodorant and none of them would work.
Right.
Until I got over it. One day it was crazy how it worked out. I literally stopped sweating one day and I was like, and it just clicked. I was just like 2 years ago, I had that confidence now to train people the way that I know that they deserve to be and all that. Same thing kind of clicked. So,
well, listen, I'm hoping someone's watching this.
Yeah.
And they're going through that right now and say, hey, I can do that as well. You know?
For sure. There's so many people that I know personally that I'm already thinking about that I see something in them that I know will be like unlocked because of this. So I got one more question for you.
Sure.
Who's your hero?
Oh man, I have many. One of them is my mom.
Yeah.
My mom went through a lot, man, and she was able to handle everything and somehow keep a smile on her face. And we never missed a meal, man. Yeah. We went from living a good life to not such a good life, living in a 2-bedroom apartment with 3 kids that were crazy.
Yeah.
So my mom will forever be my hero. No joke, your dad, he's truly, I always tell him, and he thinks it's a joke, but I'll tell him when I grow up, I want to be like you. So he's definitely one of my heroes. Jose Nicolas, our cousin too.
I love that guy, man.
Just, not because of baseball and he's a stud and all that stuff, just because of the way he goes about life. He, he's the way he's such a good family man.
He's amazing.
Caesar, Uso.
Yeah.
I'm the kind of guy that my heroes are like my family members that I learn from.
That's a blessing.
It's not like famous people that I never met and things like that.
Let me tell you something about your mom that I love. Every single time there's a family party and she grabs that mic and she does karaoke, I love it, man.
Yeah.
Because there's so much joy, man. She's just a trip, man. I love when there's a family party because I know she's gonna dance. I know she's gonna have a good time. I know she's gonna grab that mic at some point and sing.
It's cool. It doesn't matter if it's 2 people in the room or 5,000 people in the room.
She'll do it the same.
She'll do it like this. 5 million people in the room,
So much passion too, man. I love it. I love it, man. We really do have a beautiful family. We're not perfect. We're all crazy at some level or another, but that's family. You know what I mean? And everybody's doing their thing and loving it. And we're blessed. We really are.
Right. All right. No, I feel that we're very lucky and blessed, and we're blessed.
Yeah. There's no other way to put it. So listen, man, I have no doubts that everyone that's watching really wants to connect with you. Let us know, man. How can I know at the beginning of the episode, you know, we kind of put your Instagram on there, but how can we connect with you via social media, your website? Like, how can we connect with you, man?
Sure. Well, the easiest would probably be through Instagram.
Okay.
Angel_Nicolas. Angel Nicolas with the underscore in the middle. You know, also through like Facebook and LinkedIn, just Angel Nicolas. But yeah, I'm very active on social media on Instagram, so that'll probably be the easiest way.
Cool, man.
Yeah, and all my information is there, email, and phone number, and all that stuff.
Yeah, listen, man, this is the guy. Anything real estate, this is your guy. Trust me. I'm not just saying it because he's family, but I'm saying it because every single thing, and I said it earlier, every single thing this man touches turns into gold, man. And I'm proud of you. Proud of you, brother. I love you. And thank you for joining us, man. I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Appreciate it.